My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I am reviewing Davidoff Cool Water against Green Irish Tweed by Creed. Davidoff Cool Water 75ml is £24, 125ml is £35, and 200ml is £37.99. Green Irish Tweed is for 50ml, £190. 265 for 100ml, 425 for 250, and if you love it, it's £710 for 500ml. The notes on Green Irish Tweed, it's going on about its legacy and all the rest of it. Peppermint, verbena, lemon, bergamot, galbanum. Heart notes are geranium, lavender, and violet, and the base notes are sandalwood, cedarwood, ambergris, and oak moss. And the cool water, coriander, lavender, and the base notes are amber. And I have 3 bottles of Cool Water Intense, Eau de Toilette, and I actually have this one, which is a vintage one. Apparently they're quite similar, so we shall see. So we'll look at the atomizers. I can't remember how old this was. It definitely looks more sort of vintagey, as in sort of the atomizer. In the new Eau de Toilette, the openings I would consider more aroma chemicals, and in the vintage one, it smells smoother, interestingly. Newer Eau de Toilette has more sparkle and effervescence. The vintage one smells more, it's just got a smoother finish to it. Really similar. There's a difference in the dihydromercenol. What you're smelling is that soapy finish, which is tetralate. Tetralate is a white musk. It smells of a bit vanilla. It smells really soapy actually in formulations. It's excellent within either vanilla formulations or masculine formulations. It goes in lots of different directions. It's great with gourmands, masculine gourmands, and it's also great with fragrances, aromatic fragrances like this one. I think it's a very beautiful smell. It smells very blue, which is the high amounts of dihydromercenol. Almost identical now. So I think it was like slightly reformulated to give more effervescence and sparkle, utilizing sandalwood-like aroma chemicals to give it that sandalwood, woody, masculine backbone. Isu Super, Hedione to make it smell modern. Hedione and Isu Super are both invaluable in modern perfumery. You can build without them, but I think you get a familiar finish when you use Hedione and Isu Super. A lot of fruit raw materials, glutinates, aquatic aroma chemicals, and dinesco molecules. This is very sweet and dry. And then you have the orange crystals, the citral acetate, to help give the sort of backbone, and that's sort of the backbone of it. With the naturals, you have the lavender, lemon, coriander. It's very nice, aromatic, sweet, dry, classic. I don't know if it smells dated, but I think it smells very nice. I love the lavender. I love the sweet formulation. I'd love to see this really brought up to date with some aroma chemicals. It's sort of structured slightly differently. On to the other hand, this is a lot more expensive. I think Creed are now doing the metal caps. So this has a few more naturals in, more and restructured. So lemon, sandalwood, lavender. This is more effervescent, sparkly. I think of all the Creed fragrances I've tested, this was my favorite one. To me, it smells like a very sort of classy, signature, beautiful man scent. So this was my favorite. But for the price, I would like a bit more longevity. It didn't really last too long on me. I think more modern Creed fragrances, the longevity sort of been taken a little bit. I don't know if you've heard that Creed have been bought out again. So maybe they'll do something to reinvigorate it. Because apparently they were, when they sold it on, all the formulations, well, that's what I keep hearing, was sort of made weaker, reduced down in strength, which is incredibly sad. So hopefully the people that have now bought Creed will reinvigorate it, take it back to where it was and do something really interesting, inspiring and great. But I really like this. I think it's very nice. It's sort of very similar in structure actually. The Green Irish Tweed has more substantialness to it, and that's because it's been built in more of a dense fashion. And in a video which I filmed yesterday, I talked about how concentrates, elixirs and all that sort of formulations are built differently to Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum, and you would sort of shorten the formulation down so it has more of a dense formula and radiates off more, because that's really what you want with elixirs. You want less acetates, less dihydromercenol, reduced down so that as you apply it, it sort of comes off more. And that's what's happening here. So on the dry down, the Eau de Toilette, the vintage one, and the more modern one, I would say, really, really similar. So the opening's more sparkly. The Green Irish Tweed smells more natural, so it has more of a natural finish, and the Cool Water sort of smells more commercial shop fragrance. But they are so similar. And that's fine, actually, because I think they've taken a formulation and improved upon it. And I don't think there's a problem with that. I prefer the Green Irish Tweed. On to my final thoughts. So I'm going to go through my sort of thought processes about what I think. So the one fragrance for 30, 40 pounds, and one was sort of 200 pounds. The Green Irish Tweed smells more natural, more sort of timeless, more well-dressed. The Cool Water smells like a commercial sort of shop fragrance, but we're talking about the price. So we're talking nearly sort of 5-6 times the price when you are increasing the concentration. I don't know, I think they smell quite similar in the same sort of ballpark, but the Green Irish Tweed has had the concentrations of the aroma chemicals moved around. They had some of the naturals increased. So you have a more natural smelling formulation. I do love it. Personally speaking, I love the Green Irish Tweed over the Cool Water, purely because the Green Irish Tweed smells more natural, smells a little bit more smoother, smells a little bit more sophisticated. But I think at a distance, you really might not be able to tell the difference, to be honest. And I think that this one for the price is kind of like outstanding. Whereas one's more expensive, it is more well-groomed, more well-crafted, smells timeless, but it's expensive. And the Cool Water is in the same ballpark, but smells more sort of artificial, which is fine. So they've both got pros and cons. So if you're looking for Green Irish Tweed on a budget, Cool Water is like super fantastical. And the difference between the vintage and the current up-to-date one isn't very much. It's just got more aroma chemicals in to give it that more lift to it. So I'm not going to mark them. I mean, I prefer I think I'm about to say 9. I still think that I would love to see this brought up to date. I love the use of lavender and sandalwood and bits of peppermint and all this, and the sweetness. I love the core of it. So I actually find it really inspiring. I kind of really love it. I'd love to see something done with it, brought more up to date, adding some limbinol, some other wood compounds in it, adding some ambers in it. There's things that you could do to make it sort of give it much, much more lift and substantialness to it, but keeping the quality of it. I kind of really love it. I find it like quite inspiring. The lavender's very nice. Maybe some patchouli would be very nice in it. I love it, and I find it particularly inspiring. Might go and do my twist on it. Don't know. Let's see what the future holds. So love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance reviews. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.